Hi, Facebook friends. Dr. Jacinta Lee here with Destiny Church of Ocala. How many of you today would like to be blessed in your finances? How many of you today would honestly say, I can't afford to tithe, and you haven't been tithing? How many of you today would say that? Well, I want to share with you a brief story, and I'll give you the woman's version of it, which basically means a lot more words, right? And a lot more details. So, the story I want to share with you is about Peter when he went fishing. And you know the story. He caught the fish that had a gold coin in its mouth. But if we back up and we look at that story, when it's referring to Peter, there were taxes that were due. During that time, if you didn't pay your taxes, you would go to jail. So I find that very interesting, because how could you pay your taxes if you're in jail, right? So, and if it was in today's time, the same situation, the payment plan for that. They'll work out a payment plan with you. But back during that time, they were concerned about the taxes because they didn't want to go to jail. And Jesus had said to them, hey, let's go fishing. I'm sure some of the other ones were saying, listen, fishing? Are you kidding me? No. Jesus can't go to jail. If Jesus go to jail, I go to jail. Oh no, we can't fish. We got to pay these taxes. What are we going to do? You know, if it was a woman back in that time, they would be like, okay, oh, no, Peter, what do you mean fishing? That wouldn't go over very well today. If Pastor Mike said to me, and we had all these bills due, and he's like, baby, let's go fishing. I'll be like, what? Fishing? No. If we lived in that time, I would be like, okay, we could have a bake sale with unleavened bread. We could have a chariot wash. You know, all these different creative ideas to try and come up with the funds to pay these taxes, because they didn't have the money to pay the taxes. So Peter was like, okay, let's go fishing. So they went fishing. They caught a fish. And in this fish, in the fish's mouth was a golden coin. Now, that golden coin was enough to pay off all their taxes. It was enough to resolve the issue and take care of it and all those things. You know what I find interesting to think about is that they caught one fish with a golden coin in its mouth, and they quit. They were done. They had what they needed, and they were done. Now, I think there's a whole new message in that. However, I'm not going to go there today, but what I want to say and share with you is that sometimes there's something to waiting on the Lord to provide and trusting in Him to provide. But that doesn't necessarily mean you just don't do anything. You just, okay, let's go on vacation. No. Sometimes in the waiting, you still have to trust God, and you still have to do your part. Now, what does a waiter do? They serve. They give, they serve, right? So, in our waiting, we don't sit back and do nothing. We have to do our part. And waiting on the Lord and trusting in Him, we still have to serve. We still have to give of our time, our volunteering, give of our tithes and our offerings. We still have to do those things to open up the windows of heaven, right? But and His promises are all yes and amen. He says He'll pour out blessings that we won't even have enough room to contain. He said He'll open the windows of heaven. And it sounds like overflow to me. But if you think about the fish with the golden coin, I wonder what kind of fish that was. I know that in Israel, they'll have a festival of that fish. They call it, in Israel, they call it the Peter fish. What do you think they call it Here. What do they call that fish? Once someone said to me, a goldfish. Good answer, but that's not the answer. But it is tilapia. Yeah, that's right. It's tilapia. Now, tilapia, even to this day, is the fastest multiplying fish on the earth. Yeah, it is. And do you know why? Because it gave. Because it gave. So are there things in your life that you're believing God for, that you're trusting Him for, that you're relying on Him, you're depending on His word and His promises, and you're just wanting God to come through for you? And you're like, I'm just going to wait on the Lord. You still have to serve and you have to give. Peter, although he was waiting on the Lord and the Lord said, let's go fishing, he had to be obedient and he went fishing. To me, I would be like, fishing? No, we got bills to pay. Let's have this chariot wash. Let's have this unleavened bread bake sale to raise funds to pay this debt, right? Because certainly, if Jesus is going to jail, I know I would be going to jail, and I don't want to go to jail. So you would do what you have to do to pay these taxes. And in your waiting, you still have to serve, and you still have to give. And just like with this fish, that is a tilapia fish, it's still the fastest multiplying fish on the earth today. And why? Because it gave. So in your waiting, continue to serve, continue to give of your time, of your finances. You know, be faithful in your tithes. God's not a God that He should lie. He's Jehovah Jireh, our provider. And in our waiting, that doesn't mean we sit back and do nothing. That means we give. God bless you. I love you. I want you to be blessed today. I want you to be blessed and prosperous, not only in your finances, but also in your love and in your mercy and your grace. And stand up against sin. Stand for righteousness. Don't straddle the fence. Not in your lifestyle, not in your walk with God, in your relationship with Him. Don't straddle the fence. Not even in your giving. Serve God today with your whole heart. Until next time, I want to tell you, I love you. And come out and visit us here at Destiny Church of Ocala. We're located at 10121 U.S. Highway 441, right here in Bellevue, Florida. We're located right between Mojo's and Publix, up on the hill. And it's also the same location as our thrift store. Come out and be a part of what God's doing here at Destiny Church of Ocala. And if you're already plugged in at a church where God's called you and assigned you, come out on an off night and be blessed. God bless you. Talk to you soon. Love you.